Toronto junior team, his 6th straight appearance, 1 gold medal in his previous 8 appearances. That came in 2011 in Buffalo against Canada. The teams have split the last 6 meetings. In the medal round, they met 5 times in the last decade. The Russians won 4 of those 5 meetings. The Russians, by the way, had a players-only meeting yesterday. Unusual for them to discuss not taking penalties. They were shorthanded by 3 times in that loss to the Czechs.
Really played an undisciplined game, hurt themselves in the game against the Czech Republic, and certainly became a focus of their game tonight here against Canada.
Bob McKenzie mentioned the Russians are the home team, have the last change, but Valeri Bragin does not normally match very much, so Dale Hunter might be able to get the guys he wants on the ice. Kevin Ball with Jacob Bernard Docker fired down to the Russian zone. Joe Veleno waiting for it. Veleno shoots from a sharp angle. That goes high and wide. Picked up by Kirill Marchenko, the Columbus second-round pick. And Marchenko loose in the corner. The Russians have made some line changes for this game. And 2 players added to their roster as well. Marchenko, loose behind the Canadian goal, lost his stick. It turned out it was Bernard Docker who lost it. And now back at the point, Alexander Romanov, a long shot, skips off the outside of the goal. Rebound, loose in front, Dawes makes the save in tight on Russians. Vasily Podkolzin. And the puck scrambled to the line, poked back in, delayed offside, indicated against the Russians.
That's a good opening shift for Russia. Canada's going to have to be aware when that puck goes to the net, the Russians' weak side defense is going to be involved. Alexis Lafreniere, did you notice? Canada got away with one there.
Delandria's pass was picked off. The puck loose in the corner now. They'll play back across and scooped up by Foodie. Up ahead for Dudas. That's broken up. Aiden Dudas, who signed his entry-level contract with the Los Angeles Kings, a 4th-round pick in 2018 by LA. Now at the line, held by McIsaac. That shooting hit Foodie in the hand. He's shaken up going to the Canadian bench. Voronkov moves it ahead. Dmitry Voronkov was a major part of the Russian game against the Czechs. And a giant at 6'3", about 185 pounds. Here's McIsaac with it. Here's McIsaac returning from last year. That pass is broken up. Picked off and shot on goal. The puck in behind, and they score. Homanov, the long-range shot bounces off. Dawes it in, and the Russians have taken the lead. 1:44 seconds in.
Dawes deflects this, as you mentioned. It went way up in the air, and Alexander Homanov has his first goal of the tournament. He's got 20 goals in 26 games playing for Moncton. This shot goes way up off the blocker. Dawes can't find it, and it trickles over the line. The turnover inside the line. Jared McIsaac's trying to go across the ice. This puck jumps up in the air. Dawes can't locate it. He knows it's up there. He can't find it, and it sits a couple of inches over the goal line.
So for the second consecutive game, Canada gives up the first goal. And Dale Hunter is challenging this play. Or is he? He was looking to challenge for offside, will not. And so it remains a 1-0 Russian lead. Canada fell behind 2-0 to the United States in the first turn of the opener. And Bowen Byram plays it across to Kalen Addison. In comes Quinton Byfield. Banks it back to Dylan Cousin. Addison tees it up and shoots. And Niftahoff makes the stop through the traffic and hangs on. So have a look here, McIsaac.
Ooh, that does look like it's outside the line. Now, don't forget, Canada only has a very small window to challenge this. This looks like it's on his right skate. That looks on that like it's outside the line. So the international rules are often way more cut and dried than they are at home, where the coaches fiddle around for 45 seconds to get 6 or 7 looks at it. Canada has to make a decision in a hurry. Remember, if they challenge and the challenge is incorrect, this year as a 19-year-old in Moncton.
Ruler's shot handled by Dawes. And now brought back the other way by Barrett Hayton. In comes Hayton. The wall sealed by Zamula. And the battle for the puck in the corner. Picked out there by Musial. Musial plays for Yaroslavl in the KHL. Coached by Mike Polino. At the start of the year, Craig McTavish was the head coach there. They make lots of coaching changes in the KHL. Hayton plays it across. Here's Smith with it. Ty Smith, a long shot, tipped on goal. A good chance there for Cousins, turned away by Miftahoff.
Actually, Polino's the third coach that year. The one that replaced McTavish was let go too. You don't get much of a chance there. Mac T told us that he lost the first two exhibition games, and the owner said, "You better win pretty soon." They didn't even have the team together.
5 gone here in the opening period. Russia leads 1-0 earlier today in this building. Germany shot the Czechs 4-3. William Kruglov added to the Russian lineup. Plays that back, but it's picked off by Lavoie. Akil Thomas for Raphael Lavoie winding in. Drops it off to Thomas. Akil Thomas works it back across. Off the bench comes Paul with a shot that goes just wide. At the line, Thomas holds it and fires it back in. Lavoie got his shield off Sorkin. Now loose in the corner. Ball goes in after it. The 6'7" defenseman for Canada. Backing him up was Thomas. And the puck loose at center ice. But Colson slides it back. And the Russians regroup as both teams change. Kolyenkov moves that ahead for Bud Colson to place offside at the Canadian line. Alexander Hominov has the Russians on the board, up 1-0.
This by moving across the blue line. Cousins got open in front of Miftahoff. Had a good deflection that was turned away. He's a really workhorse type player. Picked up an assist in that opening game. But he gets on the forecheck. He can really scoot for a big guy.
The workhorse from Whitehorse, Yukon. The first player from Yukon to play for Canada in the World Junior Championship. Lead pass for Foudy, knocked away by Miftahoff. Zhuravlov goes back for it, and he's slammed to the ice side of Landria.
Remember in that first game, Canada got on the body midway through the first period. A couple of hits by Lafreniere and punctuated by Kevin Ball, and that helped turn the game around.
Now Foudy, a sharp angle shot, turned away from Miftahoff. Foudy can really fly. The other brother Jean-Luc is a top prospect for the upcoming draft. Now pick 3, do that from a sharp angle. Miftahoff knocks that away. Then Bud Colson back on it, throws it back in front, and Zhuravlov plays it across. Romanov, the top defenseman in last year's tournament, drops it back. Musial. Lions shoot center ice, looks ahead for Voronkov. He was tied up. And here's Byron with it. Owen Byron, Colorado first-round pick, back for Addison. Halen Addison snaps that pass ahead for Foote, who chips it down the Russian zone. Zamula goes back for it, being shadowed there. And now turned over by Dorofeyev, who's been moved down the lineup by the Russians after a tough first game for them. Dorofeyev has it back. The Vegas third-round pick drops it back for the trailer, takes the return pass and fires. Get a leg in front. And Dorofeyev plays it back in the corner for Alexandrov. Alexandrov lost the puck. Picked up by Lafreniere. He's got McIsaac in front with him. Lafreniere feeds it back across. Foot skated by the puck. Polino in, fires. He missed wide. Bouncing puck in front. It's held at the line by Smith. Ty Smith now feeds it across for McIsaac. He centers it. That goes just wide. Polino back with it. Joe Polino winds across the top. Feeds it across for McIsaac. McIsaac snaps it back in front. Foot gets a stick on it. A pile up in the crease. And the puck goes over the glass. Canada arguing the Russians shot it straight out. The officials are conferring to see if there will be a penalty against the Russians.
4 of them will get together to try and determine if this is a power play or not. Alexandrov holds the puck too long, ends up turning it over. Lafreniere's got a couple of options, but when he tries to go to McIsaac, well defended by Igor Zamula, a wild scramble in front of the net. Miftahoff turns it aside as he makes a really nice stop there on a driving Lafreniere, and then the puck It's flipped up into the stands, but it looks like they're going to call it was deflected out.
So Valery Bragan's team will not be shorthanded.
Gord, there's that Canadian physicality that we saw in the first game. You don't have to run all over the place, but when the play is there, they have finished and really started to turn a little bit of the momentum. They did it in the first game against the United States when they were down. They've done it here in the last couple of shifts.
Hayton wins the face-off, back to ball. Ball shoots. It hit Miftahoff. He never saw it. And the puck drops down in front of him.
Kevin Ball takes about a step and a half to his right to open up the shooting lane. That's a clean win by Hayton. And he just shovels this to the net. And, oh, that actually deflects off of Quinton Byfield, who's lying on the ice. It deflects off him, and Miftahoff makes the save.
Hayton wins it back again for Ball. He got spun around, though. And the puck moved back to center to the Canadian captain, Hayton. Bernard Docker up for Cousins. That pass missed. Icing call against Canada.
The 2020 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you by the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. Kiwis, submit your good deed for the chance to win $100,000 for charity.
Coming up on 7:30 local time here on Ostrava. Day 3 of the World Junior Hockey Championship. That shot for the point by Filyenkov was blocked. Bouncing puck loose in front. Ball reaches out. Slides that across to Byfield. Quinton Byfield. Pass rink wide for Cousins, busting in. Dylan Cousins plays with Lethbridge in the Western League. The Buffalo first-rounder kicks at it. Puck still loose in the corner. Now swung around the other side. Byram steps up. Pokes it free for Byfield. And once again, the puck kept alive by Byram. Down to Hayton. Hayton throws it back, but Addison wasn't there to pick up the pass for Canada. Late pass for Hayton. The Russians are changing. Hayton comes in, drops it off to Byram. Owen Byram back to Hayton. Return pass for Byfield misfired. And Marchenko turns it over to Dudas. Byfield taken down, plays out ahead. And Misiel spins back for the Russians. He's stripping the puck by Dudas. Hayden Dudas looks back to Byram. A bouncing puck got away from him. He takes it away from Marchenko. Now puck Colson works in. Foudy leans on him. And Byram banks it off the glass and back down to the Russian zone.
Byron's a little shaken up. He tried a reverse hit at center ice and fell awkwardly into the boards.
There's Vasily Podkolzin. Playing this year for St. Petersburg in the KHL. Has no points in 14 games in the KHL. Now that shot from Alexandrov is blocked. Loose in front, Dawes is down. Podkolzin feeds it across. Dorofeyev scores. Pavel Dorofeyev with a backhand foot by Dawes. And the Russians take a 2-0 lead.
You mentioned Gord Dorofeyev was dropped down the lineup after a real difficult opening game. He is all alone in front of Nico Dawes. It starts with a breakout that Russia is able to break the Canadian mid-ice pressure. It was not so much a pass, more of just a turnaround and shot towards the front of the net. Canada gets confused. Dudas is stepping out to his left. That opens up Dorofeyev wide open in front of the net, and Canada down 2-0 here to Russia. Just about halfway through this first period. They were down a couple to the U.S. in the first period. They'll have to dig out of a similar hole.
Outscored 4-0 so far in the first period of 2 games. Here's McIsaac with it. Spins away from Sokolov. And it's played back in by Denisenko. That was Alexandrov was hooked that towards the net for the Russians. Denisenko slides it back. And the shot by Romanov was blocked. Romanov holds the line, feeds it back in front. McIsaac knocks it down for Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere drops that back. No one there for Canada. Ball has to retreat and regroup. Shots are 7-6 Russia. with a 2-0 lead. Lafreniere for Valeno. That was broken up. Lafreniere with 4 points in the game against the United States. Looks down to Valeno. At the line, ball can't hold it. A race to the loose puck. Kruglov gets there for the Russians. Kruglov tied up by Bernard Docker. Centers it. Dawes is down. And he gathers up the loose puck. Dorofeyev gives the Russians a 2-0 lead on day 3 of the 20 World Junior Hockey Championship.
2-0 will be short-handed. Joe Valeno gets called for interference in the offensive zone after the puck has gone away. He runs into Maxim Sorkin. It's a big kill for Canada, certainly down a pair already.
They allowed 3 goals on 5 U.S. attempts in the opener. The Russians did not score on 5 attempts against the Czechs and identified that as a major reason for that 4-3 loss. Marchenko sets it up. Marchenko centers it. Morozov with a chance. That's blocked. Morozov back in the high slot. Marchenko with Marchenko feeds it back across. And that shot by Sokolov knocked away. Delandria picks it up. Delandria being harassed there. Kind of moving ahead, takes a whack, and finally slides the puck out. Romanov comes jumping in. Alexander Romanov, who electrified the tournament a year ago, pops it back for Morozov. Sokolov in for Podkolzin, tied up by Bernard Docker. And the puck played high off the glass and down the ice by Foudy. Niftahov, little miscommunication there, drops it back for Romanov. Minutes ago on the Russian power play. Romanov drops it back. Hovanov up for Denisenko, who led the tournament in points a year ago. The Russians have 8 players back from last year. That's unheard of for them. Fed across to Zamula. Dorofeyev. Back to Zamula. Dorofeyev. Lots of traffic in front. Now Zamula puts it across. The shot by Hamanov was blocked by McIsaac and played out by Dudas. The Russians put Voronkov in front of Dawes. As the screen as Hamanov drops it back for Denisenko. Ran into a teammate. Finds Hamanov. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Zamula winds his way in, drops it across. Cross ice pass, and it's fired wide by Denisenko. Back comes Canada. As the penalty is about to expire, Valeno steps back on. 1 shot for the Russians on the power play. Remains a 2-0 lead.
Couple of good blocks by the Canadian defense, and Russia nothing going on that power play.
Shots now 9-6 in favor of Russia. Pivoting back is Kruglov. And from the point, rebound score! Tapped home by Ratishev on the point shot by Polyakov, and the Russians have a 3-0 lead.
This point shot proves hard to handle for Nico Dawes. It catches him high on the blocker arm, and Ratishev, who had a couple of those bad penalties in the opening game, is on the doorstep to shovel his backhander through Nico Dawes. On 2 of the goals scored, Russia has gotten through that Canadian neutral zone way too easily. Not slowed up, able to get into the zone. And Ratishev makes it 3-0, 14 minutes in.
Ratishev playing in his first international tournament for the Russians. And so 3 goals on 11 shots. 13 minutes into the hockey game. Now Valeno chips it in, and Romanov back for it. Picked up by Lafreniere for the moment. Now Romanov has it back. Alexander Romanov winds through center ice. Steps around Addison. Romanov still up. Canadian penalty coming to Canada. It's going to be Valeno who's going to go off for a cross check.
I think this is going to be Drysdale in front. Oh, they're going to give it to Nico Dawes, but it's...
Wow.
It was in front of the net. I thought it was Drysdale.
So a tripping call goes against the Canadians. And it'll be Drysdale that serves it.
Oh, yeah, there is the trip from Dawes. Canada a little unglued here.
Russians had one shot in their first power play. So Drysdale will serve it for Dawes. Dale Hunter taking on some concern as Hovanoff picks it up. The pass intercepted by Dellandrea, can't clear it out. Hovanoff sends that rink wide to Denisenko. Denisenko in the corner. Bernard Docker gets a stick on it. Now picked out. Moved ahead by Foudy, shorthanded with Dellandrea. Foudy going to work that back in front. He was poke checked there by Zamula. Foudy still on it. Lines that around. Denisenko though picks it up. And Denisenko goes back to Hovanoff.
The Russians have the last 8 shots in this period.
Now 13-6, the advantage for them. Romanov to Marchenko. That rush stymied for Podkolzin as Romanov goes back for it. Minutes ago in the Russian power play. Rink wide to Morozov. He's being watched there by Ty Smith. Drops it back to Marchenko. And Marchenko with speed. And Bernard Docker stayed with him. Another penalty coming up.
That's going to be against Bernard Docker for holding the stick.
So that's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Russians for 49 seconds.
Watch when Bernard Docker falls down. The call is right here as he pulls the stick out of Marchenko's hand. And we saw this earlier, Gord, in the first game. The standard is tight. So Canada now 49 seconds down 5-on-3.
So Veleno will take the face-off against Marchenko. Check that Morozov. Morozov wins the draw back to Marchenko. Across to Romanov. Romanov to Marchenko. Side of the goal. Podkolzin centers it. Dawes knocked that away, then punches the puck loose. Morozov trying to feed it back. McIsaac couldn't clear it out. Morozov. Now the pass back in front. Hammered wide there by Sokolov. In comes Marchenko and drive. Dawes makes the save in tight. Sokolov walks right in. Drops it back to Podkolzin. Podkolzin fires. He missed wide. And Marchenko able to hold the line. Now walking right back out, Dawes turns it away from Morozov.
Man, they tried to force that cross-crease pass 3 times.
Romanov down to Podkolzin. Drops it back. Sokolov stand on it, loose in front. And Ball sends it down. First penalty's over to Drysdale. He steps back on. The Russians still in the power play for a minute 9. Morozov feeds that back to Hovanoff. For Denisenko. Grigori Denisenko around Byram, and Veleno picks up the loose puck and backhands it down the ice. Igor Zamula winds through center ice. Drops that back for Hovanoff. For Denisenko. Grigori Denisenko works it on Smith. Now Dellandrea trying to clear it out. It goes rink wide to Hovanoff. 35 seconds to go in the Russian power play. Hovanoff swings that back at the point. Zamula has a look along wrist shot. That's kicked away by Ty Smith. Who's going to skate on that. Now Smith picks off the pass. Looks ahead and finds Dellandrea. Drops it off. Now Foudy is shot. Viptov makes the save. The puck goes back down to Foudy. And now move back to center ice. And in comes Voronkov. Good collision with Voronkov skating right through Byram. Foudy drops it back. Crowd didn't like that Voronkov play on Byram. And the teams are back to even strengths. One shot for the Russians on the entire power play that included a 5-on-3 for 49 seconds. And now falling was Drysdale. A chance there for Ratisha. 2 to go here in the first period. Hayton for McIsaac. Up ahead to Cousins. Cousins goes rink wide for Hayton. Hayton comes in. Barrett Hayton. The Arizona Coyotes of the NHL. That pass intercepted and knocked out to center ice by Kruglov. McIsaac winds in. He lost it to Ratishev. And back to pick it up is Koyenkov. Long lead pass for Sorka missed. And back comes Addison the other way. Kalen Addison, Pittsburgh's second-round pick, fires it down. Romanov back for it. And Nolan Foote, a big collision with Romanov. Lafreniere trying to knock it free, but it's picked up by Morozov. He comes across the line, and Byram knocked that away from him. Byram flips it ahead for Foote. That misfired. Podkolzin's got it back for the Russians. He turns it over to Lafreniere. In comes Lafreniere. Pivots back in the corner, throws it back. Canada changing with 1 to go here in the first period. Lafreniere was tied up behind the play, late getting back in. Bernard Docker for Smith. Ty Smith ahead for Lafreniere. Alexandrov plays it across. Now brought in across the line. Alexandrov, a backhand shot. That goes wide. Zamula with it. Feeds it back in the corner. Picked off by Smith. Ty Smith has time. Moves ahead. Comes in across the line. Smith. Plays it back across for Bernard Docker. Bernard Docker has a look. Shoots. Tipped in front. Miftahoff down. Cousins battling for it. And Miftahoff lays back and picks it up. A penalty coming up to the Russians. Voronkov will go off after Hayton's helmet was knocked off. And Canada will get a late power play here in the first period.
Ty Smith makes a terrific play here. Over the line and goes across the ice to set this chance up. In front of the net is Cousins battling away on the loose puck. I'm not really sure what Voronkov is thinking. I mean, the official standing on his shoulder, and he just wraps Hayton up in a headlock. And Canada's power play that 3-0. This is the shift after the 3-0 goal. Romanov skates right through the Canadian neutral zone pressure. They're going to have to tighten that up, Gord, if they're going to get themselves back in this game. They've got a power play to start, but you can't allow a team to run downhill through the middle of the ice that often.
Canada begins the second period with 1 minute and 47 seconds of power play time. Lafreniere drops it back to Addison. Cale Addison in across the line. Now centered, Cousins in. Trying to play that across. He was alone in the slot, but past the Hayton. And the Canadian fans in attendance groaning at that. Hayton in, shoots, and it's gloved by Miftahoff.
Cousins is looking for the perfect pass. He thinks he's got the one-timer opened up on his right-hand side, which he does, but it's read and deflected away by Romanov in the slot. Look where Cousins is. Man, he's right there. That's a shot. He wants to go in the back door to Barrett Hayton, who had a couple of power play goals in the first game, but Romanov reads his eyes and reads his body twist open. He's able to get his stick into the passing lane and defend the play.
Face-up won by Morozov. The Russians clear it down. And away comes Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere, 70 points in the Quebec League so far this year, an 11-point lead in the Quebec League scoring race when he left for the Canadian camp. Solano being harassed at center ice, drops that back for Hayton. In comes Barrett Hayton. Sets things up. Under a minute to go on the power play. Fed across, a shot by Solano, kicked up by Miftahoff. And the rebound cleared away by Morozov.
Miftahoff has been good here in the chances that he's had to handle.
In comes Hayton again. Hayton falls. Cousins trying to slide that back. It was picked off. And the line held by Addison. Lafreniere plays it down. Now Lafreniere has to regroup at center ice. 30 seconds to go in this Canadian power play. Cale Addison. Cale Addison plays it ahead. 4 foot across for Lafreniere. Loose it for the backhand shot. Miftahoff makes a great stop. And Lafreniere is down in the corner. Alexis Lafreniere is injured as the puck goes back down to the Canadian zone and grabbing his left knee.
Oh, boy. Lafreniere is going to drive the net, and as he goes across, his leg gets trapped in the goal pads of Miftahoff. He's outside. He's going to drive across, watch his left ankle.
Oh.
Get tied up with the goaltender, who's just dropped into his butterfly to make the save. awkwardly falls and grabs immediately. Right there, it's his right leg that spins off the pad of Miftahoff.
Lafreniere still down, being attended to by Canadian athletic therapist Mike Bernstein. And a hush falls over the crowd as the potential #1 pick in the upcoming National Hockey League draft has to be helped off the ice. They're not putting any weight on that left leg.
That's just terrible to see. He gets spun around and, oh, it's right there. His left leg jams into the ice. You'll see it jam into the ice here, and he twists awkwardly. Oh, that's just terrible to see.
So Canada down 3, now minus its leading scorer. The face-off back in the Canadian zone, 13 seconds to go in this power play. Smith ahead to Mercer. Dawson Mercer has been Canada's 13th forward. We'll move up the lineup now. And the power play is over. 2 shots on goal for Canada on that man. Remaining 3-0 Russia. Now Ty Smith slides it across to Ty Dellandrea. Dellandrea shoots, that was knocked away by Poyenka. Smith knocks it down. At the blue line, trying to feed it ahead. It bounces off a leg and back to center ice. Moved in by Galchenyuk. Alexandrov takes the return pass. Busts in front. Scores! Nikita Alexandrov slides it by Dawes. And it's a 4-0 lead.
That's going to be it for Nico Dawes as Joel Hofer is going to come into the game here. The next shift after Lafreniere goes down with what looks like an ankle injury, Alexandrov is going to score his first of the tournament. He's got 14 goals in 19 games at Charlottetown. He's going to take this puck out wide, drive around with really no resistance. Byron doesn't quite react hard enough here, and Alexandrov gets around the right pad of Nico Dawes and makes it 4-0 Russia.
And so Joel Hofer will come on in goal for Canada. Plays for Portland in the Western League. #2 in the Western League in save percentage at .937 in his 3rd Western League season. A 4th-round pick of St. Louis. He's from Winnipeg. So Canada down 4 in a topsy-turvy Group B. Czechs open with an impressive win over the Russians. Then fall to Germany. Russians lose to the Czechs, now leading Canada.
Well, as James said in the intermission, if this score holds, every team, all 5, will be 1-1.
That's never happened since this format was adopted in 1996.
Would be incredible. Trying to figure out what the next couple of days would look like.
Canada's got Germany and the Czech Republic remaining. Russia's got the United States on the 29th. We'll close out the round robin on New Year's Eve. In comes Dudas with it. Hayden Dudas shoots with a sharp angle. Miftahoff makes the save. Now brought in by Hovanov. Hovanov drops it off from Marchenko, but Colson plays it back in. Knocked down by Smith. Across he goes to McIsaac. Jared McIsaac, a long lead pass, chipped in by Connor McMichael. And Miftahoff plays that away. Marchenko back to center ice. Here's Smith with it. Now Marchenko. Gains center ice, jumps it across the blue line. Marchenko works on McIsaac. Shoots from a sharp angle. Hofer gets an arm on that. The puck goes up and out of play.
There is Nico Dawes gathering his thoughts at the end of the Canadian bench. Beaten 3 times in the first period, and Alexandrov beats him here with a low net drive, and Team Russia is up 4-0. In comes Joel Hofer, and the end of a disappointing night for Dawes.
Now Veleno feeds out ahead, knocked away from Nolan's foot. And Ratishev had his pocket picked by Cousins. Counts are 18-12 in favor of the Russians. And Kalen Addison back to pick it up. Addison slides it across to Byram. Bowen Byram gains center ice and chips out ahead. Now back to pick it up is Byram. Slides it across to Addison. Had his pocket picked by Ratishev. In comes Ratishev with Voronkov. Ratishev slides it across. Pilyankov shoots, and Hofer makes the glove save.
It's a good first test for Hofer, and he finds the puck through traffic as Pilyankov is going to take the wide feet. Canada's just a step slow all over the ice, Gord. They can't generate any forecheck. They can't earn zone time, and even defending, they seem to be just a half beat away from where they need to be.
Off the draw, picked up by Dawson Mercer, the name of Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. Mercer plays for Drummondville in the Quebec League, tries to kick that free for Lavoie. Mercer moves behind the Russian goal, now played around, knocked down by Bernard Docker. Jacob Bernard Docker. He's it in for Mercer. He falls off stride. And now brought in by Dorofeyev. Pavel Dorofeyev works in, slides it across. And the pass just missed from Voronkov. Still loose in front. Hofer down. Zhuravlev a long shot. That goes high and wide. Mercer chops at it. At the line, held by Zhuravlev. Zhuravlev winds around Lavoie. Daniel Zhuravlev feeds it across for Zamula. Drops it back for Denisenko. And that's knocked out by Lavoie. For all the good things the Russians have done, we haven't heard much from Denisenko yet.
Drop down to their 4th line.
Right there by Bernard Docker.
We got flattened by Bernard Docker. So last year's point leader in Vancouver has been an afterthought so far.
Now Byfield works in. Quentin Byfield shoots. He fanned on that. Still loose on the side of the goal. Foudy couldn't reach it. Different line combinations up there for Canada now. This is Thomas with Byfield and Foudy. And of course, with Lafreniere up, there might be some juggling for Canada. Havanov works it across the line. Just missed. He feeds it back in front. Denisenko missed on it. And Foudy plays it out.
Well, Denisenko reacted really slow for a guy that is an offensive player and a good one. He just didn't react to a chance that was sitting on a platter for him.
Brought in by Marchenko. Ty Smith took that away from him. Smith gains center ice, feeds it ahead for Thomas. Akil Thomas in the corner for Foudy. Banked back by Dudas. McIsaac holds the line for Canada. Long wrist shot punched away by Niftaha. Dudas lines that down. Foudy trying to get a shot away. Rolled off his stick. Polson's got it back for the Russians. Throws that rink wide. Addison steps up. Kalen Addison chops at it. And back goes Byram to pick it up. Heat out to center ice. He finds McMichael. Connor McMichael for Dudas. And to send that back in front for Heat, and that misfired. Now it's banked out by Malashev. Works in now. Morozov being watched by Addison, picked up by Heat. There Heat goes between the legs, will spin around in the defensive zone. Up ahead for Dudas, who chipped it down to the Russian zone. Heat that crunch in the corner by Ratishev. comes in at about 200 pounds. Romanov fires it back down the ice. Icing called against the Russians.
Bernard Docker made a couple of real solid plays there. He intercepts this pass going across the front of the net. That's going to be a backdoor tap, and here he really lays the stopper on Denisenko at Ottawa. First round pick in 2018.
It's Germany on December 30th. The Germans are 1-1 after their win over the Czechs earlier today. More than 2,000 Canadians are expected here by the end of the tournament. Cousins for the face-off, and the offensive zone slides that towards the goal. It's knocked away by Missiu. Picked up by Veleno. Joe Veleno throws that towards the goal. Tipped towards the net. Hop down, and he squeezes that with Cousins. Looking for the loose puck along with Foot.
Well, Cousins moves on to this line with Veleno and Foot. A line with good size, and see if you can get a little bit of forecheck going, a little bit of zone time, and would like to be able to break through a little bit here. Veleno in a pretty good conversation here.
Missiu.
Said earlier, sometimes you can just communicate.
Veleno for the face-off against Romanov. Not done fairly. Russia's got the United States tomorrow, then close out against Germany on New Year's Eve. Canada's got Germany and the Czechs left on the docket. That Germany win over the Czechs really scrambled things on this side.
The Czechs, after their opening day win, were thought of to be and I thought they would be a favorite against Germany, even though we really liked the way Germany played against the United States. And even with 10 power plays, they couldn't find a way to win.
Lavoie fires that around. Mercer goes after it. Hanging up in the corner with the hulking Igor Sokolov, who plays for Cape Breton in the Quebec League. He's 6'4", 240 pounds. Kicked ahead by Galenya. That pass intercepted by McIsaac. Slides that towards the goal at the line. It's held by Dellandrea. High Dellandrea works in. Feeds down to McIsaac. A backdoor pass missed there by Lavoie. And Sokolov has it back. Denisenko chips at it, and the puck goes over the glass and out.
And not much getting to the net, but a shift with zone time. And at some point when you get in there, you got to break inside the Russian defense. It's a different defense the way it's composed this year. Not those big stay-at-home guys that Valeri Bragin has brought for years and years. A little more mobile, a little quicker.
And off the face-off, a tripping call coming to Russia. With 10:25 to go in the period. Canada will go to the power play as Podkolzin goes off.
Stick gets underneath the feet of Byfield, and Canada will get their second power play. On their last power play, that's when Lafreniere was hurt as he drove the net.
Face off, warning to Canada's. Veleno steps in for the draw against Sorkin. Off the draw, rolls right down to Miftahoff, and then Cousins gets flat to the side of the goal. Also underway at this hour, Switzerland taking on Sweden in three nets. Earlier today, Finland beat Slovakia 8-1 on Group A.
Sweden looking for, I believe it's their 50th consecutive win in pool play. They're up 3-0. If it's a preliminary round game, the Swedes are going to win it. Man, it's amazing, isn't it? Year after year after year, they do it.
Now up 4-0 in that game. And 1 gold medal to show for it.
Which is the more, I don't know what's more astounding, Gord, the 50 wins or the 1 gold medal. You would think that they would be good enough to have capitalized somewhere with all of those good teams.
Canada on the power play here, but not much doing so far. Alexandrov feeds it across to Romanov. Alexander Romanov fires that down the ice. Montreal GM Mark Bergevin went over to Russia to meet with Romanov and his representatives. We're going to have him there next year. Valeno slides it back to Kalen Addison. Addison across the foot, Nolan Foot in, shoots at the hop save. Rebound loose in front, they battle away for it. And now Valeno is dropped. And things start to get chippy here in the second period.
Point, they have to start taking steps forward here, whether it results in anything this game or not, but a physical step forward, an aggressive step forward. Make yourself part of this game, as we saw Michul, who was involved with Valeno. He didn't play in the first game. Been pretty active tonight.
Dale Hunter talking to the Finnish referee, Christian Wickman.
One that goes to both ways, where they're saying enough of the after the whistle stuff. Of course, you can always tell the coach that's ahead in the game. He just nods, says everything's fine.
There's Igor Larionov on the right, assistant coach of the Russian team this year. Off the draw, again won by Morozov. And the puck held to the line by Addison for Dellandrea. Inside a minute to go in this Canadian power play. Hayton feeds it back. Valeno to Hayton. Back to Addison. Addison drops it off. Hayton trying to feed that back across. The puck fired down the ice by Pilyenko. Hofer up for Foot. Nolan Foot in for Addison. Drops it off to Valeno. For Foot. Nolan Foot shoots. Wittenhoff kicks that away. Foot back with it. Plays it around to Hayton. 25 seconds to go in the Canadian power play. Hayton around to Dellandrea. At the line once again, held by Addison. Kalen Addison slides it there for Hayton. Valeno slides into the high slot. Now Hayton with it. Hayton back pass for Valeno. So Valeno drops it off to Hayton with time. Feeds it across the foot. Couldn't draw the pass. Final seconds of the power play now. Picked up by Valeno. Valeno thought about flipping that in front. Now drops it back to Hayton. Hayton feeds it across. Foot with a chance. And Wittenhoff fought that off. Now Foot in the corner for Hayton. Tired penalty killers on the ice for the Russians. Hayton with it. Back for Smith. Tees it up and shoots. He pounded that wide. And Podkolzin plays out at center. Takes a return pass from Krugloff. In comes Podkolzin. A backhand shot. Hofer steers that away. Now Ty Smith back with it. Smith to Valeno. Joe Valeno in across the line now. 7:45 to go in the second period. Kept the line there for Byfield by Byram. And Denisenko plays it across to Romanov. Ty Smith plays it across to Bowen Byram. In comes Byram with it. Slides that down to the Russian zone. Romanov collides hard there with Byram. Joining us, Alexei Lafreniere, injured earlier this period, has not returned. Dubois tried to poke that free. Picked up by Romanov. His pass intercepted by McMichael, and Connor McMichael put that towards the goal. Denisenko. Tied up by Byfield. Works into the Canadian zone. Russians are changing. Denisenko plays that back to Zamula. Long shot, score! Tipped in front by Sokolov, and it's 5-0 Russia.
Almost no play in the Canadian zone for a half a dozen minutes or so, and a rather harmless play. And Sokolov, the 230-pounder who's got 24 goals in 30 games in Cape Breton, is going to work his way to the front of the net and tip this point shot in. Ty Smith is on the backside of Sokolov. He doesn't have his stick tied up. There's no chance for Hofer when this puck is deflected. A good shot by Igor Zamula, who had 2 goals in the first game. And there's the Sokolov tip, and it's 5-0.
You mentioned 24 goals in 30 games in Cape Breton, Ray. He's had at least 3 shots in every game in the Quebec League this year. And he is a giant undrafted player.
Yeah, he's a load in front of the net for sure. And Smith's in good position, but he doesn't have his stick tied up, and that's enough to deflect the puck.
Sokolov actually went to camp with Columbus this year. Played an exhibition game for them. He's been passed over in 2 National Hockey League drafts. It's fired down to the Russian zone. 6.5 to go here in the second period. And Canada is being soundly beaten 5-0. Morozov flips it across. Puck pulls it. And now Marchenko is shot home for the save. The puck still loose in front. Picked up by Foudy. Zamula. As that pass broken up by Foudy. Now held at the line by Dudas. And brought out by Missouri. Missouri pokes that back. Picked off by Foudy. Tries to work it back in. Shoots with the hop. Save. And rebound cleaned up by Morozov. Now Dudas back with it. Back at the point he goes. Long shot from McKenzie. Goes off a skate. Bounces back to Dudas. Hayden Dudas with a wrist shot, gets through, but hit a leg in front. Now McKenzie centers it, and it goes all the way back down to the Canadian zone. Now Lavoie chips it in, bouncing puck, trying to center it. Out of the reach of Thomas, knocked down by Cousins. He shoots, and that's blocked by a sprawling Zamula. Now another chance in front for Lavoie, kicked away by Miftahov. Another chance, this time from the point by McKenzie. Drysdale with it. Jamie Drysdale plays that down. Jumping up with McKenzie for it. And McKenzie got bumped off the puck. In the corner is Pilyenko. Long shoot in from Drysdale, kicked away by Miftahov. And back is Valeno to pick it up. Joe Valeno. Kicks it across the line. Valeno. Bouncing puck knocked down by Thomas. McGill Thomas back at the point to Addison. Galen Addison fires it off the inboard, bounces down to Valeno. Hofer way out to play it. Lays that across to Thomas. Lead pass for Hayton, misfired. And back goes Pilyenko for it. Now Valeno centers it. Romanov knocked it away. Addison shoots, that goes wide. Voronkov up for Romanov. Romanov spins back in the corner with it. Romanov, Sokolov centers it. Just missed Havanov with that. Lafreniere and Byfield, along with Drysdale, are top prospects in Canada. You got the 2 Swedes, Holtz and Raymond. Now walking right in, shot, score! Banked in by Denisenko, and it's 6-0. And the roof caving in on Canada here.
Yeah, this can't end quick enough here. As Denisenko, we just talked about a couple of minutes ago how he's been no factor in the game. He got an assist on the 5th goal. Now he's got his first of the tournament. Much like in the first period, way too easy through the middle of the ice for Canada. They give up the easy entry into the zone. Havanov finds Denisenko. This hits the bottom of Joel Hofer's glove. And it's 6-0.
On 6 different goal scorers for Russia.
Russia scored by number 14, Grigori Denisenko, assisted by number 7, Alexander Karnov, at 36 by 4.
Denisenko, we mentioned, led the World Junior in points last year. A tournament all-star, first-round pick of Florida in 2018, and not what these young men expected after their opening game win against the United States.
You just expect it to be a good game. You're playing a rival, another one of the very best teams in the tournament, and nobody thinks on that bench that, man, I hope we can just hang in. They think they're going to win, and why wouldn't they after an opening day win against the United States? The Russians lose to the Czechs, and it came apart from that first goal. The goal that hit Dawes went up in the net and in. It turns out to be offside a couple of times. But things just have gotten away from Canada. 3 goals against in the first period, 3 goals against in the second period. 6-0 Russia lead.
Captain. 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 Captain.
Captain? Dinner's ready.
Eggs for dinner?
Yeah, I thought we would try something new.
It's weird.
It's not weird. Your pants are weird.
Eggs for dinner isn't weird. You're weird for thinking it's weird.
Back here on Ostrava in the Czech Republic, a 6-0 lead for Russia against Canada. They missed a commercial break on the last whistle, so we'll take it now. But Grigory Denisenko has jumped into the act. Eventually plays for Yaroslavl in the KHL. Just 4 goals in 27 games there. And we've talked about this before, Ray, that for young players in some of these leagues, it's hard to get ice time.
So Denisenko's a first-round pick in 2018, and since that time, he's played in the KHL. He hasn't had a lot of ice time. He hasn't had a lot of success, and he's got 4 goals in 27 games this year. And you can talk for these kids. We've talked about it a bit. You can tell them that they're doing well, but they're like, wait a minute, I'm an offensive player. I never score. Well, he gets one here, and look how pumped he is to get on the board. If you're supposed to score, and that's your game, and you don't, doesn't matter what anybody else tells you. You want to be on the board. So a 6-0 Russian lead here. 3 goals in each of the first 2 periods.
Off the draw, Thomas works in, slides it across. Lavoie fired that wide, still loose. Lavoie gets a shot away. Miptahov kicks that away. And Smith back to pick it up for Canada. Ty Smith. Long lead pass for Cousins that missed. Lavoie got there first and backhanded that wide. And back to pick it up is Thomas. Jared McIsaac. Flips that down to the Russian zone. Back to pick it up is Zamula. Plays for Calgary in the Western Hockey League in his 3rd year in that league. And Zamula slides it back across for Mitchell. At the point, Byram. Lays that down, Mitchell rings it around. Addison steps up and it's back down to the Canadian zone. The shots are 25-23 in favor of Russia. Starting goaltender Nico Dawes chased for Canada in the 2nd period. Now Byram chips it in. Goes in on Romanov. They collide in the corner. Byram trying to dig that free. Now Byfield missed on it. Quentin Byfield. Plays that down to Delandria. Delandria pivots back. Banks back to Addison. Kalen Addison. Crisscrossing in with Byram. Drops it off to him. Bowen Byram works in. Shoots off the side of the goal. Byram gets it back. Here's Delandria with it. Final minute now, the 2nd period. And the pass is picked out by Alexandrov. Across the line with Dorofeyev. Alexandrov had his pocket picked there by Delandria. Addison trying to dig that free. Addison giving Alexandrov a working over. Back at the point, Plyenkov. Lines that down to Huvanov. At the point, Denisenko fires. It's blocked away by Hofer. And the puck goes over the glass and out of play.
So now Canada's goaltending will be in question for Game 3. Do you go back to Nico Dawes, who's given up 8 goals on 50 shots now in the tournament?
So you're into a back-to-back. It's Germany on the 30th. The host Czechs on the 31st.
It'll be interesting to see. They've got a day to think about it. There'll be lots to go over for the coaches with video, try to break down exactly where this all went wrong. And I would say one area they really have to work on is in the middle of the ice. Russia went through way too easy.
Penalty coming to Canada. That'll be on the triple. Pavanov in the corner. And Veleno will go off for Canada. 4.5 seconds to go in the second period. Bad enough to get a penalty, you have to listen to this music on the way off.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this choice. Nice of you to lend them your playlist. A couple of penalties this period for Joe Veleno. It's not been... Well, they gave him a tripping penalty. And I guess it doesn't matter what they call it. They choose it. You know, it's a penalty. But there hasn't been anybody that's had a good night here for Canada. This has been a disastrous 40 minutes.
Canada down 6. Lafreniere injured. And the Russians in control here through 2 periods at the 2020 World Junior Hockey Championship. In '89, Alexander McGillney had a hat trick in Anchorage in the '92 tournament. It was an equal 7-2 loss, a 6-1 loss to the Czechs in there as well. Canada's worst ever shutout loss was 4-0 to Sweden in the 1998 tournament. Canada's only been shut out 4 times in its history at the World Junior Championship. Down 6-0 to start the third period. Denisenko in across the line for Russia, drops that back. Zamula off for Denisenko. Grigori Denisenko got poke checked there by Foudy, and Liam Foudy plays it back across, knocked away by Zamula. Now Zamula, poke check there by Foudy. He had it knocked away by Denisenko, and the Russians regroup. Russia's got the United States tomorrow. The evening game here. There's only one game here tomorrow. Denisenko around for Podkolzin. A centering pass for Dorofeyev, a chance. Hofer gets down and makes the stop. Dorofeyev drops that in the corner for Denisenko. 45 seconds to go in this Russian power play. Pavanov flies up to the goal mouth. Poke checked by Hofer, and he'll hang off. And we'll see more of this.
Podkolzin seems to have a word for just about everybody in the pack there, as Joel Hofer was able to poke the puck off his stick and cover it up. 7 shots in the first 2 periods for the Vancouver first rounder, Vasily Podkolzin. Hofer came in at right after the game went to 4-0. That was it for Nico Dawes, who gave up 4 on 18 shots.
Fired down the ice by Cousins. And now Romanov up ahead for Marchenko. Podkolzin with it. Up into Marchenko, shoots, picked up by Hofer.
That's a good stop. Marchenko gets lots on it. Sharply turned aside.
Morozov works in. And now Morozov centers it. Romanov back at the point, winds and shoots home with the stop, and he corrals the rebound. So at this point, Ray, if you're Canada, are you just trying to win the period?
Your focus is win a 20-minute game because, of course, this is gone at 6-0. But if you're Dale Hunter, you're looking at a couple of line combinations because you're thinking that you don't have Alexis Lafreniere. They would have more information, of course, at this point than anybody else. But you want to see different lines, see what are we going to be able to do here in a night that hasn't gone according to plan.
Remember the semifinal in Calgary in the 2012 tournament. Canada got down 6-1 in that game. He made a game of it. Late in the third period, Mark Stone hit the goalpost that could have tied it up. Valeri Bragin was the coach of that Russian team. He made a goaltending switch with 5 minutes to go in the third period. Pulled Andrei Vasilevsky. They put Morozov in the net. That was one of the gutsiest goalie switches we've seen in a long time.
When he came off the bench pulling his ball hat out, it was Andrei Makarov. When he came in, like, is he serious? He's really going to change goaltenders now. And Makarov made a couple of terrific stops.
Denisenko slides it across. Albanov works in, puts it back in front. And Sokolov couldn't quite reach it. Brought back the other way by Dawson Mercer. Mercer flips it there. Byram trying to slide that back in front. And Byfield couldn't quite reach it. Now Byram back at the point. Owen Byram slides it across. Bernard Docker with a shot that goes off a stick right into the glove. Amir Miftahov.
Miftahov's made a couple of good stops here to keep Canada at bay. He came in for the third period in their opener against the Czech Republic. Played the 20 minutes, but just had 5 shots. The 19-year-old relieved Yaroslav Askarov really looked his age in that first game. The 4 goals he gave up on just 17 shots for the 17-year-old draft-eligible goaltender.
Romanov off the face-off win, plays it around to Zhuravlov. Knocked back into the zone by Connor McMichael. Alexandrov plays it ahead for Voronkov. He fell. Now Bernard Docker plays it in, chipped in by Dudas. Alexandrov back with it. Romanov drops it back, but bumped there by McMichael. Nicely called against the Russians. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro, Mark Masters, our TSN production crew here in Ostrava, the Czech Republic, the host city of the 1994 World Junior Championship. Has been on with us as well, of course. And back at the point, Kalen Addison winds and shoots off the end boards. It goes chopped back in front by Dellandrea. And Cousins knocks it back behind the Russian goal. Dylan Cousins tries to center it, got muscled off the puck, stays on it. And now finally brought out and moved ahead by Voronkov. In comes Alexandrov with it. Drysdale knocked him off the puck. And Thomas moves it ahead to Dellandrea. This is the youngest team Canada's ever sent to the World Junior Championship. 7 can return next year. 4 of these players too young to be drafted as of yet, but will go early in next year's draft. But the key focus for Canada, you have to think after this game, will be the health of Alexis Lafreniere.
For sure, and they'll get the news on that. There's nothing they're going to be able to do. Just hope right now.
Morozov trying to center that now. Marchenko after it. 5 gone here in the third period. So Yenkov fans on that shot, plays it back in deep.
But fall with it. Sorry, Gord, I think for the coaches, though, the focus is not to, you can't display panic. You can't.
Knock down Mercer.
You can't all of a sudden change everything that you've been doing since they started putting this team together. They have to show some surety behind the bench so these kids don't hit the panic button.
Byfield chips that down. Sorkin. Leaves that by McIsaac. Now banked to center ice and picked up by Ratisha. He shoots. Hofer knocks that down. Puck loose. And Hofer reaches back. And he's got it against the post.
Well, Hofer had to battle and fight that. There's Jamie Drysdale playing a little bit more in a 6-0 game. Watch the agility here. He intercepts the pass and with his foot kicks the pass across so Canada can break out. He does a nice job on Alexandrov and then just kicks it across to his teammate, and Dudas is able to get out of the zone. He won't last very long in June.
Well, the problem is I think we've got 7 guys in the top 5 of the draft.
Yeah, it's going to be crowded up there, but he's ranked.
Time now for the Gatorade shift of the game.
Inside the first 2 minutes, a minute 44, a turnover by Jared McIsaac. The shot by Alexander Hamanov deflects off of Nico Dawes into the net. It's 1-0, a goal that was offside twice, that wasn't reviewed, and the Russians scored first of a 6-0 lead.
Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Dorofeyev, who has a goal for the Russians this afternoon, plays it back across. Romanov spins that back in. Hofer with it. Down to Bernard Docker. Now Byram works in. Takes the return pass. It's knocked away. The defensive play there by Voronkov. At the point, Foti drops it back. Drysdale works in and fires. Hit a leg in front. Alexandrov knocks it down, and Dorofeyev plays it into the Russian bench. And some more pushing and shoving breaks out. You may recall a game in the 1987 tournament where tempers flared, and what was then Czechoslovakia, Piastany, not far from here.
They show in the tournament history, they've got a little video before the games, and part of that is that brawl is on the video.
Both Canada and the then Soviet Union were disqualified from the tournament after they turned out the lights. The use of police dogs on the ice didn't go so well, and then turning out the lights wasn't exactly the best idea anyone ever had. Cousins plays it across.
All these years later, I'm just trying to think why they thought, if we turn off the lights, everybody will stop fighting.
Addison goes back. That's picked free by Marchenko. Marchenko trying to wrap it around. That was knocked away, and now Cousins has it back. Cousins ahead to Lavoie. Centering pass kicked away by Podkolzin. Now Cousins falls. Chipped ahead by Morozov, and the Russians break in with numbers. Marchenko trying to slide it back across. Ball knocked that away. Marchenko plays it back. And Zamula holds the line. Walks around Lavoie. In, shoots, Hofer save. And the rebound as well.
What a move by Zamula. He had a couple of goals in the first game. Stopped twice by Joel Hofer.
You mentioned he went to prospect camp with the Philadelphia Flyers. They liked him enough to sign him to a free agent contract.
The hope is he could be like Philippe Myers,
right,
former Canadian defenseman who signed as out of development camp.
Isfield plays that in. Sorkin goes up to the side of the goal. Picked up now by Schmidt. Up for Byfield. Chips it there for Delandria. Ty Delandria works in. Drops it off to Quentin Byfield. Byfield centers a bouncing puck. Mitterhoff makes the stop. And now McIsaac launched into that. That was blocked. It hit Ratishev up high. He'd shake it up. Bernard Docker winds it across the line. Bouncing puck. Mitterhoff picks that away. Romanov moves out ahead. McIsaac knocks it down. Game center ice. And McKaiser gets centering pass just out of the reach of Duda. Romanov. Up ahead for Sokolov. And now across the line, Zhiravlov. Turns it in for Sokolov. Pulls that around for Denisenko. Grigori Denisenko spins back in the corner. Bumped there by Drysdale. Sokolov. Drysdale picks that free. Denisenko's on him, and now McMichael has it. Connor McMichael, the London Knights. Plays it around for Byram. Canada hemmed in here as Byram drops that back to Drysdale. And Jimmy Drysdale works it free. Pumps that down in the Russian zone. Dudas picks it up. Into the corner is Dorofeyev. 2-minute drive from here. Not quite what they were expecting here this evening. Marchenko on a wraparound try. Hofer down. Marchenko couldn't quite reach it. Canada trying to avoid losing a game at the World Junior by 6 goals for the first time in its history. Chipped in now by foot for Hayton. Barrett Hayton works it. Spins it back in front. And Valeno couldn't quite reach that. Lookout ball. Collided with his teammate Valeno, and Valeno's shaken up. Nothing going right for Canada tonight. And now Ty Smith moves in, shoots, and it bounces high off the end glass. Foot comes in, runs into Zamula. And brought in now by Kruglov. Hayton pulls it free, the Canadian captain. 8.5 to go here in the third period. Shovels out ahead for Foot. That's broken up. And Romanov has it back. Romanov swings back. Mark Bergman saying he expects Romanov to have a chance to be in the Montreal lineup next year.
Pretty big step, but man, they've got a nice prospect on their hands.
Cousins poke check there. No, Sokolov has it. Nifty move to the center of the ice by Homanov. That was knocked away. Drysdale banks that ahead. And Homanov back with it. Open the scoring in this game, 1 minute and 44 seconds in. Dorofeyev banks it down the Canadian zone. And here's Cousins with it. Drysdale plays it around for Addison. Kalen Addison. Up ahead to Akil Thomas. Thomas across the line. His pass picked up by Alexandrov. So a historically tough group. Canada, the United States, Russia, the Czech Republic, and Germany together. And they'll make history. For the first time since this format began in 1996, all 5 teams in the group are going to be 1-1. Delandria shot, and Miftahov makes the stop as Delandria gets moved out of the Russian crease.
Now you're at a point here where there's really no expectation that you're going to generate more chances or change the way this game is played, but for Dale Hunter, the disappointment would have been in the first couple of periods when it really never had a push. They never pushed back. They never found a way to hold the puck and forecheck, play the body a little bit. They just didn't have it tonight. It doesn't mean the tournament's over. What it means is this was a rotten night.
Byram plays it across for Bernard Docker. Now Mercer plays that ahead. Dawson Mercer getting more ice time with Lafreniere injured. Zamula. Played that ahead, now knocked down by Byfield. Quentin Byfield swings back. Byfield trying to work in. That was knocked down. Six to go here in the third period. Russia a 6-0 lead. Russians won bronze last year. They won medals in 8 of the last 9 years, but only one of them is gold in 2011. In many of those years, Ray, their goaltending probably wasn't a difference maker for them. And that would not appear to be the case this year. Yaroslav Askarov had a tough opener against the Czechs, but he looks like a bona fide star. Miftahoff is a returning player, although he didn't play last year in Vancouver.
Miftahoff played a couple of games in that Super Series in November.
Oh, backhand shot taken there by Lavoie. And the stop is made by Miftahoff. 6-0, Russia leads.
Change the record, and it would be hard for them, and what might have been a day off might be a little skate, kind of flush the legs a little bit, have something positive happen, because this has been one long game for them.
Insuel works in. This is the 5th game in Group B. We will hear a 5th different anthem at the end of it. Alexandrov for Dorofeyev. Alexandrov got spun around there by Byfield. Now walking right in, a chance for Voronkov. Hofer's down. And Hofer again makes the stop. Free by Drysdale. Up ahead to Byfield. In comes Byfield, the two 17-year-olds for Canada. Both wearing the full cages. Byfield trying to knock that free. Now loose for Lavoie. Lavoie in, shoots. He put that high. And the puck goes off the glass. Back in the corner is Raphael Lavoie. Leaves it down to Byram. Mercer stepped into his man. 2 groups of 5. Top 4 in each group advance to the quarterfinals. And we'll look back at the injury to Alexei Lafreniere as he came busting into the Russian goal and jammed his left leg.
Watch right when he gets right there as he clipped the goaltender's pads. His ankle dug into the ice. No weight on it as he was helped to the Canadian locker room.
No report on Lafreniere's status. Delandria, the returning player, a budding superstar. Foudy works it and shoots, knocked away by Miftahoff. Foudy back on it. Liam Foudy. Off the top, fires that down. And now Zamula with it. Pokes it to center ice. Inside 3 to go in the third period. Now, as opposed to the old format in this tournament, the straight round robin, where one loss could not get a gold medal contention, this will simply be a loss. As Marchenko works in, slides it back, and Hofer came across and knocked that away. Now Romanov fires, that went wide. Bud calls it. Getting deep, McIsaac plays it around for Drysdale. Now Morozov slides it across. Zhuravlov with it. Zhuravlov slides it back. Romanov shoots. And that hit Delandria up high. The rebound put wide by Morozov. And Delandria is in some distress in front of the Canadian goal. Ty Delandria barely able to skate here. Now the puck behind the Canadian goal, picked up by McIsaac. He lost it. Sorkin. Back to Zhuravlov for Morozov. Morozov. Trying to center it. Delandria is still out there. And the bouncing puck goes to Romanov. Sorkin spins that down to Galenya. Russians playing keep away here down the stretch. Drysdale reaching for it. Now picked up by Drysdale, pokes it ahead. And finally, Delandria can limp off the ice about a minute and a half after he was hurt. Less than a minute to go. Koyenkov up ahead for Sokolov, and plays offside at the Canadian line.
Delandria trying to shake off the remnants of that shot block as this catches him right on the outside of the leg, low down between the shin pad and the skate. He's in some pain coming back to the bench.
Ball bounces that down. Smith hammered down. Now brought ahead by Sokolov. Sokolov works in. Shoot! That hit over the mask. And now, behind the play, Ty Smith and Sokolov got involved. And with 16.5 seconds to go, there's going to be penalties called here.
Well, Sokolov is getting one for sure. The official keeps pointing to the locker room to him, I guess because there's just 16 seconds left. Ooh, got the stick up high in the side of the helmet.
That could be discipline. That could be reviewed by the disciplinary committee. That's to the head. So we'll see what the penalty is. Sokolov's being sent off. Yeah, it's
hit to the head for sure.
2 and 10 for Sokolov. So here are the standings. For the first time since the round robin format was given way to the medal round format in 1996, 5 teams are 1-1. We knew this group would be good.
That's pretty crazy to think of that. So the next couple of days here are going to be really interesting.
Well, next up, USA-Russia tomorrow night. Who knows what to expect there? USA trailed Germany twice in their game before coming back to win it. Now Joaquin fired high and wide by Addison. Byron with it. Time winds down. And the Canadians suffer their worst ever loss at the World Junior Hockey Championship, a 6-0 defeat at the hands of Russia. Canada will face Germany in 2 days' time. The Russians play the United States tomorrow night.
I never thought this game would play out like this on either side. You expect a close game, you expect it to be a hard-fought game, but Canada scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and were able to waltz home to a 6-0 victory.
The 2020 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you by the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. Stick tapping for the upcoming players of the game. 6 different goal scorers for the Russians. A shutout for Miftahov.
Best players of the game. Dámy a pánové, je ten pravý čas vyhlásit nejlepší hráče tohoto utkání. The prizes will be presented by Martin Štěpánek, Deputy Mayor of the City of Ostrava, and Michal Gajer, Captain of the Czech National Para Ice Hockey Team. Ceny budou předávat pan Martin Štěpánek, náměstek primátora města Ostravy, a Michal Gajer, kapitán Českého národního parahokejového týmu. Best player of Team Canada. Nejlepším hráčem Kanady je hráč s číslem 8, is player number 8, Liam Foodie. best player of Team Russia. Nejlepším hráčem týmu Ruska je hráč s číslem 1. Is player number 1, Amir Miftakov.
These players of the game are selected by the management staff of the various teams.